Boom. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Motivation. My name is Thomas Warden, and we are here today to bring inspiration to everybody across the world by shifting our words, our thoughts, and how we live our life on a day-to-day basis. A lot of people are looking for something different in life, and so I'm going to ask everyone in here, are y'all ready to receive the information and the messages that are about to be sent out today? Awesome. The first message was, everybody needs to get up on a day-to-day basis. Before you step out of that bed, and you need to say thank you for the bed. Thank you for the sleep. Thank you for the physical rest that your body got. Thank you for the blankets, the clothes on your back, the food in your belly, and the roof over your head. And then that right there will kickstart your day. And then I want everybody to go to the mirror when you're brushing your teeth. And then when you're brushing your teeth, you're looking in the mirror and you're looking at you in the eyes, and you're going to tell you, the way I do it is, Thomas Warden, I love you. Because I loved the other day when Angie put the name in front of it. It just made it more powerful for me after I started that. Before it was like, I love you, you're an awesome person, stuff like that. Now I started putting my name in front of it, and it made it more powerful. I made it, all right, who is not Roger? There we go. So I started putting the name in front of it. Thomas Warden, you are amazing. Thomas Warden, you are handsome. Thomas Warden, you will be able to take care of all the things that you want to take care of today, because you will have the focus and the drive to be able to have everything that you want set in front of you, to be able to manifest it, happen, or just get rid of it. I am able to check off the goals on a day-to-day basis in my life because I get up with intention every day with a focus, because I learned how to write down my goals of what I need to do for the day. I schedule out my entire day and know what I need to do, where I need to go, and what I need to do to take care of it. The people I need to talk to, people I need to follow up with, the people I need to respond back to, whatever it is. I'm writing all that down on a day-to-day basis because I need to make sure I'm staying on track, because it is so very easy to take a minute and say, oh, I'm going to go sit down for a second. And all of a sudden somebody picks up that remote and I turn on the remote and there comes the TV. Well, I stopped watching TV in 2004 because that was a time waster that was not moving me in the direction where I needed to go to get things accomplished. I found that there was too many hours, before 2004 when I sat down with my mentor and actually evaluated where my time was going. So I started a life coach and a life mentor back in 2004, so I could get myself in line with where I needed to go, because I knew I wasn't going in the direction where I needed. Being in my early 30s at that time frame, and it was one of those, where am I truly going in this life? What do I truly want to accomplish in this life? I had not a clue. I was just running willy-nilly. Oh, I got a good job over here. I can make some money. Oh, cool. We'll have fun for a few more days after I make all this money. Oh, well, that job's over. Let me go find another one. Then let's go work, so many hours, and I got some extra money. Oh, cool. I'll go play over here for a little while. I wasn't giving myself a true direction of life, of where I was going to move me up a career level, a career path, or anything like that. So it wasn't until after 2012 when I finally got a better focus, after I did a full release in 2012 and said, let's, wherever you want to bring me, Lord, let's go with it, because I'm tired of just chasing my tail with the monetary funds and not getting anywhere in life. So when I did a full release and then said, let's go where you want me to go, he focused me and he gave me a better drive, because I had that life coach mentoring still in the back of my head telling me what to do. Hey, God, you need to write down your goals. Hey, you need to make sure you're doing this. You need to do that. Stuff like that was still in my head, even though he wasn't there with me anymore. He had already went on. The cancer had took him. And if it wouldn't be for the cancer that he went through, it wouldn't have made me a stronger person, of me going to see what he was physically having to go through that time frame. Bringing him to the doctor every few days, and then having to go with the blood and the radiation and the chemo. That right there brought me to be a better and a stronger person, because I didn't know what that was truly all about. But to see the way his physical body was being broken down, it was something that I knew that I wanted to be in the healthcare industry. But had I ever been a nurse? Had I ever been an RN? No. I'd always been in the construction field with my feet on the ground, the boots in the mud type deal. So when I jumped into the safety aspect and I started learning more about how I could stop people from getting harmed on the job site, how we could start giving more training to people on job sites to get them to where they weren't having any problems, stuff like that, and no issues on our job site. Then when I fell in line with the community that we have right here and the products that we have right here, seeing that we can get healthcare back into our hands, because that's what we truly desire. I want to be able to get me healthy from the inside out. And now I want to be able to get the world healthy from the inside out. And where did it all start? It started right here back in 2003. And then it started in a true alignment back in 2012 when I aligned these two. And then I started thinking a little bit more from my heart and not just reacting in life. So once I finally got in tune with my heart and my spiritual side and my guidance that I had within me, because every single one of us had that same guiding system. Every one of you right here on this screen and everybody that's watching this on the replay, wherever you're catching this from, because everybody has a guidance system within you, to make sure that you're going in the right path that you want. Now you have to get in tune with it, because it's what we call a gut feeling sometimes. When you're around something that just doesn't feel right, or a person or a place or something like that, all of a sudden it's like, something's not right. That's your guidance system trying to tell you something, guys. And that's where you need to pay attention to it, and know that there's something not right. What do we need to do? Evaluate the area. See what's going on around you. See what gave you that gut reaction of not feeling perfectly, because your body and the spiritual side of life is in tune with you. Then you will be able to tell where you're at and if you're in the right place or not. And if it's the right moment to be able to open your mouth to say, hey, this isn't right. Something's not right. And the only person that's going to be able to shift that energy and shift that location is the person you're looking at in the mirror. You're the only one that can shift your person to a different area. A lot of times we live in a negative lifestyle. I say it all the time with the TV and the news, and people jump up every day and they hit the TV and it's just negative, and they're making their coffee and they're running around doing their morning routine, trying to get ready for work, and that's playing in the background. Is that really feeding your mind anything of good? Not really, So me, I get up in the mornings and I turn on a radio station. It's called Air One. That Christian radio station right there, I love it because they always have some good music playing that's uplifting, upbeat, and it's going to put a tap in my toe, and it gives me dancing around the house. And if I don't have the radio station, I promise you, I got plenty of music and plenty of voices up here in my head that are singing to me on a day-to-day basis, and then we are having a good time no matter where we're at. So I could be in the middle of the desert by myself with no kind of communication at all, and I promise you I'll still be dancing and tapping my toe because I know he is going to bring me through any situation that he has ever brought me. So he won't bring you someplace unless he's wanting to make you a stronger person, and that way he's going to get you ready for that next phase of life that's coming. For all the things that I have been through in my life, and the things that the ups and downs, the depressions, the darkness, the happiness, the fun, the back down to darkness. He has brought me through all kinds of trials and tribulations because I didn't learn through the first couple of them. So after that last one, he brought me through it. I learned a whole lot, and I learned I didn't want to be there anymore. And I learned that this positive energy that I have right now is something that I can keep on a day-to-day basis because it is a choice that we all have. And it's a choice that I have in the morning that I wake up with because it's something that I want everybody to have because it's so much fun. To be able to walk around and be able to uplift people now and know that I can give good words of encouragement, to know that you are not in the depths of darkness, you just think you are. That's just a thought process that you have put walls around you thinking that, oh, I'm in the darkness. No, you have built walls around you to not let people come into your heart or into your life. You don't have to let everyone into your heart. No, that's not something that you have to do. You only let those in that you want. Same thing with your life. You're only going to let those that inspire you or uplift you. Why would you want to, many years when I first went through my divorce and, they took my child from me after 6 years. I was raising him from 6 months old to when he was, 6 or 8 years of age. And then we went to court and so I got taken to where I was seeing my son, 5, 6 times a week to every other weekend. So you think I was depressed and dark? Oh, hell yeah. So what did I do? I'd get off work and go to the bar room. And I'd sit there until 9, 10 o'clock at night and drink myself until I could go home and just pass smooth out because I didn't want to deal with the reality of the crap that I, was going through. So that is not a true way that you need to go through any situation. It was breaking my body down tremendously, and I didn't know it and didn't care, because I had been broken. And I was, I gave up. Let's put it that way. So if it wouldn't have been for my mother, she tried, hey, you know what you're doing? Oh yeah, fine. But, and then, when she finally broke it down to me, when she said, do you know how much money you're spending per week? She said, look at your account. See how much you're spending at that bar room. See how much you're spending on this alcohol at home. That is what finally made me, oh crap. I'm spending a lot of money right here. I could have bought 2 houses already. It was crazy the amount of money that I was just blowing at the bar rooms and not going anywhere in my life. So releasing of that, That was great. I'm glad I did that. Do I drink now? No. Do I have a 6-pack of beer sitting in the icebox? Yeah. How many bottles are in there? 6. Don't ask me why, but it's there. And if I want one while I'm barbecuing or something, then I will get one. But yet it's a choice that I have, So was I an alcoholic? To a point, yes. Am I anymore? Not at all. Because I took control of my life, because that is a choice that I had. And the same thing with every one of you. And it's the same thing if you're on pills, or if you're on, something else. It's the same aspect. Is that something that you have to survive? No, because your body was put here without all that stuff to begin with. There's more ways that you can get your body back in tune to where you are a healthy person from the inside out. And it starts with the spiritual side and the mind side and your heart side, and getting all that in tune right there. And then you have other things that we can help you with as well to get you in better alignment, for sure. Wow, every day is a great day to be alive and to be on this earth. And I said I was happy today. Why? Because my eyes are open and I'm here and I'm able to see y'all's faces, and my heart was beating. And then I knew today is another great day for me to be able to get in here and give inspiration, and to let everybody know, if you're wanting something different in your life, then you are the one that has to make that choice, and you are the one that has to make that decision. And if you're the one that wants to be the negative Nancy, just remember that not everybody wants to listen to you, and not everybody wants to be in that situation with you. So if anybody comes to me with their negative side of life, I will sit there and listen to you just for a moment. And then I'm going to say, okay, what are you doing different to shift it? What are you doing different for you to shift your life, your words, your thoughts, your energy into a different area? If you're wanting something more, cool. Quit dwelling and quit talking about the same thing over and over and over that has done nothing for you. And let's start moving forward with something that's going to do something for you. And it starts with right here in your heart. Do you truly love you? Can you look in the mirror and say, I love you, Thomas? Yes, I can. And do you look in the mirror and say, I love you, Ann? Yes. Why? Because she loves Ann. I know Julio does, and he's going to break it out for you here in a minute. And he's going to bring a little bit more fire and passion to you here in just a moment, that you will be able to see why I am a man of passion. Because like minds connect to like minds. Julio is in Chicago, never met him before in my life. But yet when we connected online, we found that energy, that we have the same focus, and we have the same drive, and we have the same purpose in life of wanting to assist and help others, because it's something that we feel that we want everybody to have. Not everybody has the energy to be able to go out, Thomas, I can't go talk to people like you do. I'm not asking you to, I'm not asking you to have this much drive and this much energy, but I promise you, once you connect those two right there that I've been talking about, you will have the same energy and you will have the same drive. Because that's what it's all about. Once you get in tune with you and you get those connected right there, nothing can stop you. Because once you figure out that you have that true source energy inside of you that we was all born with, and once you truly connect with it, then you know that you have the energy to change your entire world and others around you just by the smile on your face, just by the happiness that you put off, just by the energy that you walk around the stores with. And then that aura is sitting out here, and there's people that can feel your auras. I love it when I went to a church, Joel Osteen. He's right there in Houston, Texas. So I went to his, place of the church, and thousands of people in there, and, just to go. And when I walked in the door and then, meet one of the ushers, and they going to bring me to at my seating, and a lady passes by and she stopped me and she said, she was just, she could, I was like, ma'am, are you okay? And she was like, your energy, it's strong. She said, wow, I can feel it. I said, yeah, I have that effect sometimes. And she said, no, son, you don't understand. You are going to shift worlds. At that time, did I know? I didn't know. I didn't understand. But now here I am, shifting worlds, shifting lives on a day-to-day basis, So to be able to, have somebody talk over you like that, and be able to have people, come to you all the time and just want the energy and want the vibrations and want the how. Let's get in tune right here. That's how. That's all I did. I got in tune right here, knowing that I have full control. All right, Brother Julio, bring it.
Good morning, guys, man. Much love to you all, man. I always like to come to the forefront and on the position of posing a question to you all, everybody who decided to join us in the morning. Number one, I want to say, don't lose hope. Thomas is talking about hope, He's talking about, having that faith to believe in yourself, taking initiative for your own life, for, your own actions, for your day to day. If you don't grab onto hope and grab onto the things that you most want, the things that you most desire, and how you want your life to go about in your day to day, then it's more or less the day will take, charge of you, take control of you, because your life isn't going to stop in that moment, that instant, so you're just going to either going to go with the flow, or you're going to take control and take responsibility for your own hope, for your own life, for what you want to come across, what you want to come, to fruition in your day to day. So it's extremely important to not lose that hope. To be encouraged and not be discouraged by whatever life is throwing at you. That's really easy. I want to say that's the easy thing to do. It's easy to subject ourselves to that negativity. It's easy to subject ourselves to going with the flow, to always, just, I guess, submitting ourselves to frustration, submitting ourselves to anything that is seeking to detour us. If we're not living life intentionally, then how are we living our lives? So just a couple quick questions, man, for you all to ask yourselves internally. Do you know what you're living for? When I found, or I would say this mission, this vision, this business found me. However that works, in whichever direction that it transpired, because that's right, exactly. It's two ways, Michael. Like that, it came at us, both ways, and it was intentional. It's kind of like what Thomas was talking about, the law of attraction, and how we speak on a lot of the same things, and how just the amount of energies, and I didn't understand any of those principles before that, but. And I discovered being this way. It's interesting because I've looked over a lot of my notes in the last 4 or 5 months that I wrote out 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 7 years ago even. And I'm astounded by the amount of progress I've made. And I just thinking back, it all took me to, it was a day by day by day by day process. I've had people tell me, older individuals than myself, I'm 36. So I've had guys that are 50 and 60 tell me, like, man, Julio, I wish I was like you. And I wish I could come across like this. Like, I can't speak like that. And I can't do the things that you're doing. How do you get to, you're funny, Mike. How do you get to being there? And it's just being intentional. Controlling your day, controlling the spirit of your day, not allowing, I'm going to intentionally wake up an hour early. That's what I try to do. I try to wake up an hour earlier than what I normally would wake up, or 20 minutes early, half an hour, whatever, and just, get in tune, just sit there. And I start off with my thank yous. I start off with and that's how I'm grabbing hope in my day to day. God, thank you. Thank you that I have life in these bones, breath in these lungs. How many of us actually take our life and everything that consists of it for granted? It's so easy the world is hopeless. Let's keep it real. The world is hopeless. And that's why you have so many individuals that are, they're searching and they're longing for something more, and they're every single day. And then it's like we're walking through life feeling defeated. And if you don't take the initiative for your day, for your mornings, for your afternoons, for your evenings, and be intentional about how you're living every single day and the things that you're doing, then you're going to fall subject to that hopelessness. You're going to fall subject to the negativity. It's almost like it's in our nature, to go against the things that are for us. And we're consistently, I feel like, the world's consistently moving in a motion of negativity and things that don't serve us in any good positive way. So if we're not being intentional, if we're not grabbing that and holding on to that and saying, no, this is what I want, and this is how I'm going to live my life, this is how I'm going to start my day, then you're just going to be ran by it. Whichever way the wind blows, you're going to be that tumbleweed that I always refer to. It's funny. I was doing a study the other day, not to get off topic, but I was doing a study the other day, and it references, it's in the Bible, it references the enemy as, and what the world is doing right now as the wind. It's referencing that he's more or less in control of how the world is going, and whichever way he blows, that's the way that the world goes. And I was thinking, I don't want that. I don't ever want that. Somebody told me early in my walk that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, So I learned that, and learning that, I go, well, what is it that I stand for? What is my passion? What is my hope? What is my vision for myself as an individual? What do I want? What do I most desire from this life? I've spoken about this before, that, this is not a game of Mario Brothers, so we don't get a do-over. We can't jump down that pipeline, or jump down and amongst the obstacle and we don't have an additional life somewhere up there in the corner of our video game life. We don't. It doesn't say ×1 or ×2 or whatever. We only get one. We only get one. So why not be intentional about how we live? I was taking some notes off of something I was listening to earlier, and it was just saying, don't lose hope, but be hopeful. Live your life on full and die on empty. And it made me think of something that I first heard when getting up on this business. I was sitting in a Wednesday webinar, and Jeff Hughes said on my tombstone, Thomas, you might remember this. He says, on my tombstone, it's going to say, Jeff effing left it all out on the line and he lived his life to the fullest. Boom. And now he's dead. I wouldn't mind that being on my tombstone, to say, hey, Julio made an intentional effort to live life to the fullest, and he died on empty. He gave it all that he had. Wouldn't that be a great accomplishment to say in your every single day? We have no idea when the time is going to come when we won't be here on this earth anymore. When we won't live, this life, we won't breathe this air, we won't experience our children, our friends, our family, have the blessing of having each other as company. There'll be a day when we won't be here on this side anymore, and we're going to pass on to the next. But on that day, wouldn't it be great to say that I left it all on the line, that I gave it my all? How many times I know I could say this, I was a really good student in school, but there was times that I know I wasn't giving it my best. I was more inclined to, being socially accepted, as we all, attempted to be in high school and things of that. We always wanted to fit in the crowd, be cool, or hang with the cool crowd, or just, be accepted by individuals in general. That was our main concern back then. But thinking back, like, man, it would have been great if I gave it my all when I was in high school. There were certain things that I was passionate about, and I gave it my all, but it reflected in things that I did. I knew that I had the potential to be an honor roll student across the board, but I never really gave it my all in everything. And now I'm an adult. Now I look at life from a completely different perspective, and I really try to give everything, and I hate to use the word try, but that is in our vernacular, that's in our language to, as an attempt, so every day I'm making that conscious effort, and I'm attempting to give life my all and do my best in everything that I'm doing. Thomas knows some days where, I'm telling him what my day consists of, and he's like, man, brother, you're here, there, everywhere. You just nonstop busy. And no joke, man. I get up, guys, at 4 something in the morning, and there's times where I do not get back home until 9:30, 10 o'clock. Almost 11 o'clock at night sometimes, so I am gone the majority of my day, between my first job and my second job and then running errands. And sometimes when I come home, there's the honey to-do list. You guys know about that one, so there's always something that our lives are going to consist of. But are you living life, to your fullest? Are you giving life the best that you have to offer? I know, like, I'm picking up my kids this evening. I'm going to give them my best. My brother called me, and he's like, hey, do you want to come shoot some pool with me and Dad, or we're going to spend some quality time? I love you guys, but I'm sick of seeing you two. I see you two more than I see my own children. No, I don't want to spend no time with you. I said, don't take this in an offensive way. And I said this to my brother before jumping on this Zoom. I said, I love you, bro, and I love Dad, but I want to see my babies. I want to spend time with my babies, because I don't always get time with them. So I want to maximize that opportunity, maximize my life, and give them my best. So just be encouraged today that if you give life your best, then you've succeeded. Don't look at life from a negative perspective. If you know that you gave life your best today, that's why I like to say the last thing you hear from me on majority of the Zoom meetings, Julio Reyes said what? Make this day count. I got that from a coworker of mine. She was an African princess. No joke, not even joking when I say that. African princess, okay? She was from Africa. And, you know, she was a princess from a small town and blah, 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 you know. Her dad was the king of the, you know. And she used to always say that to me, and I never got it. I was maybe 23, 24, 25 when she was saying this, and she used to always say this. And I'm like, God, what is wrong with this lady? You know, no, it was something that was wrong with me back then, you know, not to receive that, but it stood with me. You know, it stood with me. And now I see the purpose and the intent in it. You know, so live life to the fullest and make this day and tomorrow. And if you're blessed with another day and another day and another day, make this day and every day that you have life in this flesh and this body of yours, you know, make it count. Live life to the fullest in everything you do, and you will not fail. You know, no matter what. If majority of us have children here this morning. And one way, fashion, or form, you know, or if you don't have children, then you might have somebody you know that looks up to you, that you've imparted yourself into, that you love and that you care for. Well, if you knew that they did their best and you were encouraging them in something, and you knew that they did their best, would you be even if they failed at it? Would you be disappointed in them? I wouldn't, because they did their best. Look at that in reference to our Creator. If we're doing our best in our every single day, I don't think he's disappointed. So make sure that you're doing your best.
That's it. Guys, did you learn how to ride a bike the first time? No. You know, thank you, Brother Julio, for everything you bring to us every morning, for the information, for the knowledge, for the tips, the tricks, everything that you bring us to us every day with your passion, brother. And that's, you know, thank you. Can't give enough thank yous. Let's put it that way.
It's just my heart, Thomas. It's just my heart, man. I love sharing my heart. And people go, man, you're so passionate. That's me giving my heart to you guys. That's it. You know, I don't know how to be anybody else but me. And that's my passion. I love people. And I know that's why I've been speaking about vision and purpose, because I know that my purpose is people like you guys, encouraging people, loving on people.
Every day that we can, you know, like he was saying though, and then with all this, you're trying something or you're moving yourself in a new direction of something. You may fail the first time. Don't give up on you just because you failed. You didn't give up on you to ride that bike across the neighborhood with all them kids back in then. You got up and you tried it again. You may have fell down again. You may have scraped that knee. You may have got a new Band-Aid too. You know, you might got a kiss from mom for that one, or an ice cream cone or something. But guess what? You went back out there and you got on that bike and you tried it again, didn't you? You know, and then you did it until you succeeded. That's the same thing with every day in here, guys. Who is wanting to lose weight? There's many people that want to lose weight on a day-to-day basis. The next thing I want to ask, what are you doing to make that happen? That's my question. You want that? Cool. What are you doing to go towards that? I get conversations all the time. People saying that they want to do something different in life, or they want to go here in life and they want to go do that in life. I want to travel like you. I want to be able to take pictures. I want to be able to build a business. I want to be able to have health care like you. Then my question is always, what are you doing to move yourself in that direction? You know, because all I can do is give you the information. Now I gave you all the information, the same information that I used to get me where I'm at. It's right here. Here's the book. I'm going to hand it to you. Here's the roadmap. I'm going to hand it to you. Now you need to get to point A to point B. You put the fuel in it. That fuel is your energy, your time, your thoughts, your focus. That will get you to point A to point B. So I do everything that I can every day to be able to get the information out there to others. What you do with it, don't call me when you say, well, this didn't work for me. I'm going to say, did you give up after the first time of trying? You know, because it takes more than once. You will not get it all when you first read it the first time. You read a book probably 2 or 3 times before you actually grasp the information that is in there. You know, because if you're somebody who actually reads a book, you grasp it and move on, then you shouldn't be in here this morning. You should be somewhere else teaching people on a higher plane. You know, because that type of grasping and understanding when you read some material for the first time, you know, not everybody has that. I have to read things a couple times before I actually truly grasp it and understand it to move myself in the different direction to, oh, I got it now, you know. But what are you doing on a day-to-day basis to move you to where you want to go? And if you're the one that's the negative Nancy saying, well, this didn't work or that didn't work, or, you know, that person didn't do this or that person didn't do that, then I'm going to ask you, why didn't you take care of it yourself? If you want that so bad in your life, then why didn't you take care of it? Don't put anybody over your power of your happiness or you and your business. You know, if I'm building a business for me, guess what? I'm going to make sure I know everything and every aspect of that business so I don't have to depend on somebody else to do it for me. Because if I outsource something and they don't take care of it and I thought it was going to be done on a timely manner and it didn't get done, then guess what? I'm getting pissed off and I want my money back, you know? Oh, well, this came up. Well, this came up. No, you're throwing me freaking excuses, and that's not what you said you would do for me in that contract. You said you would have it done by this date. So instead of me putting myself out there to other people with my online business, with my business in general that I deal with on a day-to-day basis, I put the power in my hands because I wake up, like Julio says, and I get in here and I make sure that things are happening for me, for my business, for my organization, and for my community and my team. You know,
can't give other people control, Thomas. That's a great point right there. You can't give other people control, not of things that are tied into your destiny as an individual.
Right. You know, so when I first got into this and organization and the online world, and they had people on the backside was taking care of paperwork for me for the new members, and it was like, okay, I want to learn that part right there. And it was like, oh, we got it for you, and it's like, you know, that's part of your package. And it's like, that's not what I said. You know, I want to take care of my paperwork so I know it's getting turned in so I can get in touch with the organization to make sure that the paperwork got processed, got through, and I can contact that new team member and say, your paperwork is processed and everything is good for you to go. And in that way, I know that we are in communication now because I'm going to be working one-on-one with that person. You know, it's like me and Julio, when he joined in with our community, we work one-on-one quite a bit now, you know. And I told him when we first started this, we will become very good friends because I'm going to make sure that you're moving in the direction that you said you want to. I'm going to hold you accountable on a day-to-day basis because that's what you said you wanted to do. And that's what you're giving me authority to do. And he told me that from the very get-go. He said, kickstart my butt every once in a while if I need it. And that's what he is doing. He has got up and now he is doing, you know, what he needs to do to move and shake his life. And it hasn't been very many phone calls that I've had to call him and say, hey, Julio, you know, we need to talk. You know, more of it, I'm calling him, say, hey, Julio, I need some inspiration or I need some assistance. And then now we're working together as co-collaborators and co-creators of our life together. And he is bringing me knowledge where I bring him knowledge as well. And we're absorbing from each other. And that's what this online world is all about, is I'm absorbing from each one of you on a day-to-day basis by the messages, the conversations, the emails and stuff like that we have every day. And like I said, I go and see Ann and all them down in San Antonio, Texas. And why? Because I need to learn something different. I need to get some new information. I need to get new tips and tricks on how to do different ways I do things. You know, I go and I watch them. I see how they do it. And it gives me ideas and how I can present things in a different way. You know, so we learn from each other on a day-to-day basis, no matter what you're doing or what you're focused in. Now you're going to get in with the people that are doing it and you're going to listen to them. And the people who truly have success on a day-to-day basis. You know, yes, I may make six figures a year and I may be doing very well in this organization, but I still learn. I learn from people up here. I learn from people down here in the middle. It doesn't matter because everybody has something to bring to the table every day. So what do you want to bring to the table is all up to you. Whew, it's been a good morning. A lot of power. Brother Ryan, you got your message this morning you want to be able to bring out? All right.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me all right? I'm a little bit sick this morning. I actually started thinking before I start reading, I want to bring that up because what Ricky was saying when we started there, but I haven't been sick for over a year, not even a small cold. Last 2 weeks, I've been going to my mentor with GAZ and getting water from him. And then I started thinking about Ashley's story about the sickness coming out. So yeah, I've been drinking the water off and on for about 2 weeks now, and all of a sudden I'm sick. So I was just thinking maybe that's my sickness coming out from the water, not sure. But like I said, I haven't been sick in a year, so it's kind of weird that all of a sudden I started drinking the water and all of a sudden I'm sick again. So
well, no, it's not the water that brought out the sickness. It is what it's doing is removing the toxins that are inside of your body. So
leaving you, brother. It's leaving you. That's what it is.
That's what I mean. Yeah. I start drinking the water and now it's bringing out sickness that I haven't been sick in a year. So.
Right. So it's removing you of the toxins and getting everything out. So.
You bet. Okay. So yeah, Think and Grow Rich again today. This really moved me and pretty much sums up our morning motivations here. So we are what we are because of the vibrations of thought which we pick up and register through the stimuli of our daily environment. Excuse me. Resolve to throw off the influence of any unfortunate environment and to build your own life to order. Taking inventory of mental assets and liabilities, you will discover that your greatest weakness is lack of self-confidence. This handicap can be surmounted, and timidity translated into courage through the aid of principle of autosuggestion. The application of this principle may be made through a simple arrangement of positive thought impulses stated in writing, memorized, and repeated until they become part of the working equipment of the subconscious faculty of your mind. And there again, I had to read that about 5 times because that's powerful to me. That's our meeting in a nutshell. So I love you all very much.
Yeah, thank you. And, we will be getting better. Remove all acidities from your body and just taking the water only, and then you got it rolling and you'll knock it out tremendously fast. All right, we're going to open up the platform right here. Is there anybody else? Brother Ryan reads every day to us. Brother Julio brings messages to us every day. I'll read an affirmation here at the end to wrap us up, but I just want to open up the platform right quick. Is there anybody else that they have? Ann, go ahead.
Hey, everybody. Good morning from San Antonio. It's warming up here. It's fantastic. So I connected with Romy on Facebook, and he hooked me up with, can y'all see that? Oh, it's backwards. The greatest salesman in the world. It's a quick read, but it's phenomenal. It's faith-based. If you're always looking for something else to read, it's great. It's just going to put those thoughts in your subconscious mind. Another thing that I recommend, if you've never read anything by Deepak Chopra, again, he talks about, ascending into the next plane, and it's all about the mind, because those nanoparticles of thoughts that come from the subconscious mind, they manifest in real animate objects, okay? Again, it's about the energy, what you create with your mind. So again, turn that TV off, all that negative stuff, and I'm not saying I watch a little TV, but it's just a little bit. And when I really got away from all that negative energy, and I really focused on just positive things, but, work on that subconscious mind, and you've got to get all the bad things out of it, because there's a lot. It's full. I'm telling you, I'm 50 years old and it's full. And so you've got to replace it. You can't just say, I want to get rid of this. You have to replace the bad things in your life with good things. The best way to get rid of a bad habit is to replace it with a good habit. And the same thing goes with your subconscious mind. But this little guy has been fantastic. If you don't know who Romy is, he's one of the 6A 100s, whatever, in Enagic. Just check this out, the greatest salesman in the world. But as soon as you open the first page, I'm going to read this. It's very quickly. And this is something that I have in my brain all day long. I will persist until I succeed. I was not delivered into this world into defeat, nor does failure course in my veins. I am not a sheep waiting to be prodded by my shepherd. I am a lion, and I refuse to talk, to walk, to sleep with the sheep. The slaughterhouse of failure is not in my destiny. I will persist until I succeed. So, it doesn't have to be this, but get something, write it down, print it up, stick it on the dashboard of your car, put it on your phone, open it up and read it. And you've got to get it into that, not your conscious, into the subconscious mind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
And we thank you for that. Yes.
Thank you.
I mean, that's
I am a lion.
Yes. I love it, guys. I mean, every day you're seeing new tips, new tricks, new things that people are doing to shift their life in a whole different direction. And it's being shared right here on the Morning Motivations for you to be able to get the energy. And all you have to do is just reach out to us. You know, this video goes out on, you know, on the YouTube channel, Thomas Lee Warden. You can subscribe there and be able to get all the messages and all these morning motivations there as well. So all you have to do is just come to the link here in the morning times and actually interject some information in here. Get some positivity right then and there in the morning times. All right, I'm going to wrap this up with a affirmation of happiness, because that's what the morning was all about, being happy within you and your day, and you have the choices to be able to make that happen every day. So here we go. I am worthy of everything good in life. I deserve to be happy. Feeling of happiness and serenity comes naturally to me. Choosing happiness empowers me to be the best person I can be. Everywhere I go, I experience happiness in the body, mind, and spirit. Wow. Take that with you today right there too. It's all up to you guys. Y'all have an awesome day. I love and appreciate you all. Thank y'all for coming out.